Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive into something kind of crazy? What if you could build your own WNAI? Like, even if you can't code at all.
It sounds pretty wild, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
And we're checking out this academic paper about a new system.
MetaChain
Yeah, MetaChain.
is supposed to let anyone build powerful AI agents.
With like no
Coding, zero code. That's the big idea here.
Oh, so I could just like tell this thing what I need it to do and it would just build itself.
Exactly. That's the ambitious goal.
Okay, so before we get too deep into this, gotta ask the basic question. What's the problem MetaChain is trying to solve? Because I know there are already AI tools out there, right?
Right, but even the ones considered user-friendly, like LangChain, you still need a bunch of coding know-how to really make them work.
So it's like having a fancy chef's kitchen, but you only know how to make toast.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
even if you have a killer idea for an AI, actually building it's been way too hard for most people.
That makes sense. So MetaChain is trying to make AI development like accessible to everyone.
Yeah, regardless of their tech skills. The paper even calls MetaChain an autonomous agent operating system.
Autonomous agent operating system. Sounds kind of intimidating, honestly. Can we break that down a bit?
Sure. Think of it like this. MetaChain lets you build a personal AI agent that can do all sorts of tasks. Scheduling your day, analyzing data, you name it. You tell it what you need, and it figures out the rest. No coding required.
Okay, now that makes more sense, but how does it actually work?
So it's not magic, but it's pretty close. It has a ton of these pre-built tools, kind of like apps on your phone, and each one's designed for a specific task.
Okay, so like pre-made AI building blocks.
Yeah, and then there's this powerful AI engine. Think of it as the brains of the operation.
Yeah.
It understands your instructions, knows which app to use, and how to use it.
So it's like a whole team of AI specialists, but all packed into one system. Pretty neat. But what about data? I mean, these AI agents need data to work, right?
You're right. MetaChain has a whole system for managing data. It takes all your different files and info, whatever format they're in, and makes them something the AI can understand.
Okay, so it's organized. Got it. But how do we actually tell MetaChain what we want our AI agent to do?
You just use normal, everyday language. You tell it what you need, and it takes those instructions and turns them into code. Builds the agent, tests it, even refines it all on its own.
Wait, so it's like AI that can build other AIs? That's getting seriously meta.
It is. And to show you just how powerful it is, the researchers had MetaChain build agents for some very specific tasks, starting with the Da Vinci agent.
Okay, Da Vinci agent. Does it paint like the Renaissance master?
Not quite painting, but it's got that creative vibe. It's like your personal AI graphic designer. You give it instructions, and it makes images based on what you tell it. It even designed the logos for MetaChain itself.
Hold on, the AI designed its own WN logo. That's amazing. I need to get me one of these. What else can MetaChain do?
Well, how about an AI that manages your money? It's called the financial agent.
Okay, now you've got my attention. Tell me more.
This agent, it can handle your financial documents, like finding info or summarizing reports. But it goes even further. It can pull data from the market to create research reports. Even gives you investment recommendations, all tailored to your portfolio.
Whoa, so it's like a personal financial analyst working for you 24/7. That's the dream. But hold on, how do we even know that these agents actually work? Like, are they as good as they sound?
Great question. The researchers put MetaChain through a bunch of tough benchmark tests to see how it stacks up against other AI. And honestly, the results are pretty incredible.
Okay, so let's talk about these tests. What did they do?
Well, one of the tests was the GAI benchmark. It's made to evaluate general AI assistance. It covers lots of different tasks, stuff that people do online every day.
So like searching for stuff online, booking appointments, things like that.
Yep, things we do without thinking, but that are actually tricky for AI to get right.
So how'd MetaChain do?
It crushed it. Seriously high scores on the GIA benchmark. It beat every other open source system they tested and almost matched the top closed source one.
So it's not just a cool idea, it's actually competing with the best AI out there.
Yeah, and that's not all. They also tested MetaChain on something called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG.
Retrieval-Augmented Generation, what's that?
Basically, it's all about finding the right information from multiple sources and then summarizing it well.
So it's like having an AI research assistant, sifting through tons of data and pulling out the key stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, so it can do complex tasks, find and combine info, even design logos. What's next? World domination.
Not quite. But the possibilities really are vast and still growing.
This is mind-blowing stuff. But before we get too carried away, let's look at some real-world examples of MetaChain in action. See how it handles actual challenges.
Sounds good to me. Let's dive in.
Okay, so we've talked about how powerful MetaChain is and how it stacks up against other AI systems, but I want to see it in action. What are some real-world examples of this thing building AI agents to, tackle actual problems?
Well, remember that Da Vinci agent we talked about?
Yeah,
The one that designs images.
yeah, the AI graphic designer.
Right. The researchers actually challenged it to design a logo for MetaChain itself.
So they basically told the AI to brand itself. Talk about meta.
Uh-huh. Exactly. And get this, it actually worked. Da Vinci came up with a bunch of different logo designs. Pretty impressive for something that was running on a smaller model, too.
Wait, so it wasn't even at full power, and it still managed to design a logo. That's pretty amazing. What other real-world stuff did they try?
Well, they also built this financial agent designed to help people, manage their money.
Okay, now we're talking. Tell me more about this financial whiz.
So they gave MetaChain a list of things this agent needed to do, like manage financial documents, pull data from online sources to create research reports, really complex stuff.
Yeah, that sounds like it would take a human expert, honestly.
Totally. So how did MetaChain handle it? It actually created two separate agents
Two? Why two?
because the tasks were so different. One agent, the document manager agent, that was for handling local files, some stuff on your computer.
Mhm.
And then the market research agent was in charge of accessing online information.
So it kind of broke the problem down into smaller pieces?
Exactly. Smart, right?
Yeah. Did it work?
It did. But here's the really cool part. It also created a third agent.
A third one. What did that do?
This one was the financial analysis orchestrator. Its job was to coordinate the other two agents so they could work together seamlessly.
So it's not just about building individual agents, it's about making them work together.
That's the key. And the result, this financial agent could analyze your documents and online data to give you these crazy detailed financial reports. Even included investment recommendations based on a sample portfolio.
Whoa, that's like having an entire team of financial experts working for you. But all powered by AI.
Pretty much. And it shows what MetaChain can really do, automating those super complex tasks that only humans could handle before.
I'm blown away, but I gotta ask, did everything go perfectly smoothly when they were building these agents? Or were there, hiccups along the way? Because building an AI system that can do all this can't be easy, right?
You're right, it wasn't all smooth sailing. There was this one time when the financial analysis orchestrator, remember that third agent, it actually hit a coding error when they were first building it.
Oh no, a bug in the system. Did they have to scrap it and start over?
Nope. This is where it gets really interesting. That agent editor component, the part that builds the agents, it actually found the error and debugged it automatically.
The AI debugged itself.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No human intervention needed.
So MetaChain can fix its own mistakes. That's incredible. What does that tell us about, its overall capabilities?
I think it shows just how powerful and user-friendly this self-programming stuff is. Even with unexpected errors, it can adapt, learn, and correct itself.
That's seriously impressive. Okay, what other real-world examples did they try? Anything beyond the creative and financial stuff?
They did. They wanted to see if MetaChain could, use the power of multiple AI models at the same time to solve a problem. So they focused on math problems for this one.
Interesting. So instead of just relying on one AI model, they used several and kind of combined their answers. Is that majority voting workflow thing I saw in the paper?
You got it. The thing is, building those workflows manually,
Yeah.
super complex. You need to know how different AI models work, how to make them play nice together.
Yeah, that doesn't sound easy. But that's where MetaChain's no-code thing comes in, right? Making it easier to experiment with these, multi-AI setups.
Exactly. So they had MetaChain build this workflow that used 3 different large language models, GPT-4, Claude, and DeepSeek, all to solve math problems. Then it combined their answers using this majority vote system.
So it's like a democracy of AIs. Each one gets a vote on the right answer. Clever. Did it work, though?
It did. And the results were amazing. This MetaChain-built workflow consistently outperformed any of those models on their own.
So the AI teamwork was more effective than any individual AI.
Exactly. It's like combining the strengths of different AIs unlocks a whole new level of accuracy and problem-solving ability.
It's kind of mind-blowing to think that AI can now not just solve problems, but figure out how to combine its OWN brain power to get even better results. This tech is moving so fast, it's crazy. Makes you wonder about the downsides, though. Like, what about jobs? Are robots going to take over everything?
I know, it's a valid concern. Some tasks that humans do now will likely be automated as AI gets more powerful.
Like data entry, customer service, maybe even some kinds of analysis. I can definitely see that happening.
Potentially, yeah.
Mm.
But it's important to remember that whenever we have big leaps in technology, it usually changes the types of jobs we have, not just eliminates them entirely. New tech means new jobs, often ones that are more complex and need different skills.
So instead of fearing AI, we should be thinking about how to adapt and learn new skills.
I think so, yeah. AI has the potential to help us do things better, to free us from boring, repetitive tasks. Then we can focus on things that need creativity, critical thinking, problem solving. Stuff humans are good at.
Makes sense. We still need humans to design, build, and manage these AI systems, right? It's not like the machines are going to take over, at least not yet. But speaking of the future, where do you see this whole zero code AI thing going in the next few years?
That's a great question. We're really just at the beginning here. I think we're going to see a huge boom in zero-code AI platforms. Each one will probably target a different audience or specialize in something specific.
So instead of these one-size-fits-all platforms, we'll have platforms for education, healthcare, business, anything you can imagine.
Exactly. What if doctors could use AI to create personalized treatment plans? Teachers could build AI-powered classrooms. Artists could work with AI to make totally new kinds of art.
It's like we're on the verge of a whole new world of possibilities. Pretty exciting. But before we get totally lost in all the what ifs, let's bring it back to MetaChain. What are the big takeaways here? What should our listeners be thinking about as they consider the future of AI, especially this whole zero code thing? So we've covered a lot about MetaChain, its capabilities, how it could totally change how we use AI. It feels like we're on the edge of something huge here. But before we wrap up, gotta ask, what does all this mean for the future? Where do we even go from here?
The biggest thing for me is that building AI is becoming way more accessible. With MetaChain, making an AI agent could be as normal as, I don't know, building a website or making a presentation. It's a huge change that could impact, every industry.
That's both exciting and kind of scary, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the things we still need to figure out to make this vision of AI for everyone a reality?
Well, even if it's no code, there's still going to be a learning curve. People need to get a basic grasp of AI, how it works, how to set goals, how to understand what it spits out. It's like learning a new language. The grammar might be easier, but you still got to know the words and how to make sentences.
So education is key, making sure everyone has the chance to learn these skills and that these tools are truly easy to use, even for people who aren't tech wizards.
Exactly. And on the technical side, there are still challenges in how AI interacts with, well, everything. We need to make AI models better at understanding the nuances of human language. They need to be able to handle surprises and navigate the real world, online A&D offline.
Sounds like a lot of work ahead, but the potential payoff is massive, right?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if anyone could use AI to solve problems, automate stuff, create things, regardless of their tech skills.
I know. Think about education. What if every student had an AI tutor that adapted to how they learn, at their own pace? That's personalized support. That's impossible with how we teach now.
And in healthcare, AI could help doctors catch diseases sooner, find better treatments, even make care plans that are specific to each patient based on their genes and how they live. The possibilities are, endless.
Absolutely. And don't forget about science. AI can analyze huge amounts of data, find patterns humans would miss, and speed up research in so many areas: medicine, climate change, space.
Feels like we're at the start of something brand new with so much potential just waiting to be unlocked. But we got to be careful as we move forward, right? Responsible about all this.
Definitely. We can't ignore the ethics of AI being everywhere. We have to make sure these technologies are used fairly, transparently, and we need to think about what happens to jobs, economic inequality, all those big questions.
It's a tightrope walk, isn't it? Using AI for good while also being aware of the risks. I'm optimistic, though. I think we can find that balance if we work together, talk openly, and always put people first as we figure all this out.
Me too. The future of AI isn't set in stone. We get to shape it in a way that helps everyone. And with tools like MetaChain opening the doors for more people to get involved, I think we have a real shot at making a future where AI empowers everyone, not just a select few.
Love that. It's been an amazing deep dive into zero code AI and how MetaChain could change everything. I think it's safe to say the future is going to be anything BUT boring.
Totally agree. The next few years are going to be wild. I can't wait to see what amazing things people build with these new tools.
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of MetaChain. And to everyone listening, stay curious, keep exploring, and imagine those possibilities. The future of AI, it's in our hands. This is The Deep Dive, signing off.